Well, hey folks, it's John with Ozarks Backroads with you here today. We're in the Ozarks Backroads World Headquarters garage again. We got the mighty V-Strom here. We've got the gas tank off of it. The breather opened up. We're doing a little maintenance on it. A couple of little things I thought you might want to see. We're putting a K&N air filter in this, the kind you can clean out and re-oil. We're going to be adding an extra layer of foam on top of our K&N filter for a little bit of extra protection. We'll be using some Uni-Filter Foam, and I'll show you how we cut that and made it fit and how it's going to work. We also did some modifications to the kickstand. Well, after I raised the suspension on the V-Strom, the kickstand was too short, so I had to lengthen it. We'll take a look at that as well. So stick around, we'll do some work on the V-Strom here in the Ozarks Backroads World Headquarters garage. So what we've got is a new K&N air filter here. They come pre-oiled. It's already oiled, so I don't have to really oil it for my first use till I clean it out again. But it fits just like the old one. It's got the gasket built in on the rubber here. So it's a pretty good looking unit, really. But I'm going to add a little extra protection. I do a lot of dirt roads and whatnot, and sometimes I do ride with other riders on dirt roads and get a lot of dust. So what I'm going to use is I've got some Uni-Filter, some foam that they use. Uni-Filter uses in their air filters. I got a couple of different grades of it here. This green foam, it's a little thicker and it's a finer it's a finer material. So if you're in really dusty climates, this would do a lot better. It's also going to be a little more restrictive. And I don't remember, I'm thinking this is 60 pores per inch, but I don't remember exactly. But you see these on their Uni-Filters for extreme environments. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with the black, which is a little coarser material. You can kind of see through it there, but when it's oiled, it does really good at collecting dust, and I think it's plenty for my application. If I was going to be riding in the desert or something with other riders, I would probably put the green in it, but I'm going to just do this for my applications. So what we've got here is the top of the breather lid, and the air filter, when it's installed, fits in there like this. And then this is the bottom side of the filter that goes the clean side of the filter. The engine's drawing air in this way. So on the top side, we want to add an extra. I'm going to add this extra filtering element here. What I'm going to do is add my element that I've cut out to the breather lid. I've cut it to fit into the breather lid, and the way I did that is I just took my filter material here and I laid my air filter on top of it, and I drew around it with a Sharpie, and then I cut it out with a pair of scissors to get my correct size and shape here. So that'll lay in like this. So when I install this, I will install the breather, the air filter, in the bottom part of the breather that's on the bike. It'll sit down in there. This will stick up. And then when I put the breather lid on here, it'll be putting it on like this. And this filter will fit down in the breather lid in the top and sandwich the foam in between the top of the breather element and the top of the lid. And then we'll bolt this thing down onto the bike. So that's going to hold my element in place, my filter in place. It'll be pinched between this and the top of the lid, which even if it did get some air sucked in through that, it wouldn't matter because it's on the top side of the filter, so it would still have to go down through the filter I don't think we're going to see any, I don't think that's going to be an issue anyhow. I think it'll seal just fine. So no matter what comes in, it's going down through the filter, but it's going to be coming through this filter, in here, through this filter, and then through this filter to the motor. So we're going to get some pretty good protection here on this. I'll be spraying this down with some air filter oil, if I can get it open. So this is new material, it's never been used. We'll just give it a nice bit of oil here. Spray it on both sides. If you don't have spray-on air filter oil, that's no big deal. It's nothing special about it. It's just oil. You can always take you some motor oil, wad this thing up, pour a little motor oil in it, down in here, and squeeze it, and work it around till you get motor oil squeezing out of it, and all in it, and you just squeeze all you can get out, and that's the same thing as spraying it with oil. You're going to get about the same amount of oil on it. It's not going to make any difference. So we've got it oiled. We're going to be catching our a lot of dust in that. Looks like I oiled the top of the breather lid pretty good too. Oh, that oil's got the pink dye in it like the K&N oil. I didn't realize that. We'll go install this on the bike and see how it goes together. So here we are with the lower breather box here on the bike, and I noticed when I open it up here, everything below the filter is spotlessly clean. There's no dust or anything collecting, so I know my filter's been sealing well. So that makes me feel good. So we'll go ahead and install our filter. It's got a raised portion and a flat side here. This is just flat. The flat side goes down and the raised portion sticks up like this. And then these go around the little lugs where the screws all go. So that's how that goes. So when we bolt this down, this is going to seal right to the lower breather housing all the way around. We're not going to have any air leaking in below the filter. And then on our upper breather box, I'm just going to take my filter that I've sprayed down and install it. I'm going to turn it over here. Install it right into the top of the box where I can see all of my screw holes here. I'm just going to lay that right on top of the breather, right in place. And then this will fit down over the breather, or over the filter. This lip fits down over the filter, and you can feel it push down. And then I'm going to look in all my holes and make sure I can see through them, and I can. I can see the filter around the edges, but I can get my screws in. We've got our Uni-Filter material sandwiched between the lid here and the top of the K&N air filter. So it's in place. So now all I got to do is just button it back up. And we've added quite a bit of filtering there to our breather assembly. You know, I've heard different people say that the K&N filters aren't as good as the paper. They don't filter out dust as well or what have you. I don't know if that's true or not, but adding an extra layer of foam on top, I know that foam, when it's oiled, it catches dust like nobody's business. So I feel pretty confident that I've got a pretty good filtering system going on right here. But I like the K&N filters just because I can take them out and clean them, and I don't have to order filters when I'm ready to change them. I don't have to worry about ordering stuff. I've got I keep the cleaner form on hand, and I have K&N filters and everything I own right now, so works out for me. So there we go. We got an extra layer of protection over our K&N filter. Probably won't see any dust on that K&N filter. That foam element laying on top is going to catch 99% of everything that comes in there. So that's a pretty good way to do it, and I don't have to order any air filters or anything. Just clean out what I got the next time, and I'm good to go. On the V-Strom here on the kickstand, after I raised the suspension up on the bike, the kickstand was quite a bit too short. We're up on the center stand here, but it was really short, and I ended up having to lean the bike over a lot more than I wanted to set it on the kickstand. So what I did, I just cut, this lower piece was attached right here. I just cut that off. I found a piece of pipe that was the same size as this, and chamfered the edges down on it, beveled them down deep, and then welded this piece in here. I cut a 2-inch piece of pipe. So I extended the kickstand 2 inches, and it's just right. It's perfect when it's sitting on the stand, on the side stand. Now the other thing about doing this is when the side stand is up and you put the kickstand up, it hits the side stand. This extends out past the side stand, and it hits right in here underneath. The kickstand will come up and hit the side stand. So I added some, I just cut some inner tube, some motorcycle tire inner tube, cut a strip off and wrapped it around that, and I got some tie wraps on it here. So the kickstand, it doesn't go down much from its stop, maybe about, I don't know, 1/2 inch or something like that. Not very much when it's up against this and you're riding down the road. So I just let it rest on that so it doesn't rattle or rub the paint or anything. And that works real good. Now on my bike, I've taken the kickstand switch off. I don't like those. I don't trust them, and I don't like them. So I took that off. I just strapped the plunger in with some tie wraps, and I rolled it all up, and I've got it up, sitting up here under the seat next to the computer there. So I don't use the side stand switch, but if you want to keep your switch and extend your kickstand here, you will need to adjust this little tab right here. This little tab pushes the plunger in on the switch when the kickstand's all the way up. So if you're going to do this and you've got the center stand, the kickstand isn't going to come all the way up. It'll be back about like that, just a little bit. So you'll need to bend this tab out. Get your pair of pliers, bend it out, move it forward about 1/8 or 3/16 of an inch, or just watch your plunger and bend it forward until your plunger goes all the way in when your kickstand is up against the center stand, to make sure that it's engaging the switch all the way. So you can do that if you want to keep your center stand or your side stand switch on your bike. Today's just a short little video of what's going on in the World Headquarters garage here at Ozarks Back Roads. We got our filter going on here, and we've got our kickstand fixed. So we've got some more stuff coming up. We've got a big video that'll be coming out on the 2019 Tiger, the Triumph Tiger 800. It's time to do the valve clearance check on it, check the cam timing, and then we'll probably sync the throttle bodies while we're in there. So that'll be coming up probably the next video. I hope everybody has a great holiday season. We're getting really close to Christmas here, another week or so. I hope everybody gets to spend time with your families. I invite you all to come back and see me. We'll go somewhere and do something else. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.